Hi guys, welcome back to Scylla's Podcast, and today I have another TBR for you for September this time obviously, and it's a bit more exciting than I anticipated because a few friends of mine have decided to let a readathon happen in the month of September. I knew, or I suspected that something like this was going to happen because one of them talked to me about it every once in a while, and she's also mentioned this on her channel a couple of times. But I wasn't anticipating it to be happening in September. But I'm really excited, and I will definitely be linking their explanation videos, because I don't know enough to explain the rules to you. I can try, and I've written them down. I have post-its. Ignore the post-it game, okay? It's very strong with this one. But basically what happened is that Steph from Coffee Over Apples, Max from Max Reads, and Cass from Cats and Camera are hosting a Magic the Gathering readathon together. If you don't know what Magic the Gathering is, don't worry, neither do I. I've played it exactly twice. I've won twice. I don't know how or why. Someone was trying to explain it to me and they failed. And it's not because of them, it's because of me. But you don't have to know anything about Magic the Gathering to take part in this readathon, which is great. Because listen. I'm very happy to be part of this, but I wouldn't be part of this if the requirement was to know anything about Magic the Gathering. So anyway, Magic the Gathering is a card game and you build decks, and these have different colors. That is the extent of my knowledge. This is where it ends. But basically what these three did is they assigned different genres to the colors, and depending on what colors you go for with your deck, that's how you should base your reading experiences on. But the nice thing is the colors also count if they're on the cover of your books. So this is actually the month to choose your books by cover if you want to participate in this readathon. We all support you in this. I will be doing a 3-color deck because I've been told that that is fine, so we're doing that. And I've chosen the colors red, green, and blue. Red is for action and romance, blue is for sci-fi and lit-fic, and green is for fantasy and historical. Why did I choose these three? Because that's essentially all I read. Apart from, like, very small forays into horror and thriller. But, I was like, these 3 colors are fine. Also, they will be found on covers more often than not, so if I happen to pick something that's not within these genre categories, I can probably save myself anyway. And I have decided to do one could say, somewhat ambitious TBR, but it's okay. I know what I'm doing. I clearly don't. Anyway, today I will be going through my picks and why I picked them. Yes, every single book has a post-it on it telling me what exactly I chose it for. Don't judge me. My memory does not exist. So without further ado, and again, if you want to have like more in-depth explanations on how the readathon is actually supposed to go, I will be linking the videos in the description and up here. Go check them out. Check them out anyway, they're wonderful people, but like go check them out if you want to understand what's going on, because I certainly don't. I can only tell you which books I chose based on the genres and or colors for the covers. Let's go! So, pick number 1, we're starting out strong, is Luck in the Shadows by Lynn Flevelling. This is obviously fantasy. This is a fantasy book, so I'm choosing it for the fantasy prompt. There's also a lot of blue and a lot of red on the cover, so I get additional points for that. And as for the prompt I will have to fulfill with each book that I read, I will be choosing this one for the book in a series prompt, because, and I forgot to mention this, there's prompts that you have to fulfill. You'll be catching on quick, it's fine. Watch the explanation videos and then come back here. I guess that's the best I can do. Anyway, this is the first book in the Night Runner? Yes, in the Night Runner series by Lynn Flevelling. I've been meaning to check this out for a while. I have books 1 to 5 on my shelf. What better time to start it than right now? There we go. That is Luck in the Shadow. If I manage to read this, by the way, I will be getting 4 points. Also, here's the nice post-it. Don't look at my handwriting, it's disgusting. Anyway, moving on. So the next book that I've chosen is Dune by Frank Herbert. This is the 50th anniversary edition. I have never read this. I should have read this at this point, and I'm taking this as my excuse to do so. Obviously, Dune is sci-fi. Well, I mean, I guess people kind of like discuss that every once in a while, but we're gonna take it as a sci-fi pick. It's fine. So Dune will be my sci-fi book, which means I'm gonna be getting a blue card for this. Unfortunately, it's not very colorful for the colors that I am doing my deck with, because it's quite literally just brown and, well, I guess you could say orange and yellow or something like that. But I am going to be choosing this for the prompt set or published in the past, and if I so choose to switch it up a bit, I could also do this for the so-called backlist prompt, because I've had this for a while. We don't need to talk about that. But yeah, set or published in the past, by the way, is dependent on whether or not the book was published and is or set in 2023, actually. So you could even count 2022 books for that, which is nice. But yeah, it was published in the past. I don't think we need to say anything else about this. I have like almost no expectations going into this, so we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see. I have no idea. Right, next one. This one is a stunning cover. I halfway picked it because of that. We have The Dragonfly Sea by Yvonne Adjambo-Ovoor. This is a historical fiction book. I know the cover looks somewhat sci-fi-esque, but no, I'm sorry. This is a historical fiction book. It also, as you can see, has a lot of blue and green on the cover, so I will be counting it for those as well. And this is actually one of my recent acquires. I got this, I think, at the end of July or something like that. I've been dying to pick this up, actually, and I wanted an excuse. This is my excuse right there. I get 4 points for this. Let's go. I'm really excited. I know almost nothing about this, except I know that it has something to do with China, and I do believe it features, what's his name again? Zheng He, who was a like very proliferous admiral of the Chinese fleet. There you go. That is all I know about it. I'm sorry. I don't have a lot more information about this. Right, next. So this is one of my German picks, and it is About Emily Bronte by Mitu Sanya. This is from like I guess a series of books where different people talk about different authors. This is obviously a non-fiction book about Emily Bronte, one of the Bronte sisters, written by Mitu Sanyal, who will actually be making a second appearance on my TBR this time. As you can see, it's very red. I picked it because of that, because listen, I didn't want to pick the non-fiction genre one because I don't read that much non-fiction. This is actually going to be, I think, the second non-fiction I pick up this year that has nothing to do with university, so there we go. I'm gonna take this again as a backlist book or published in the past, so I will only be getting 2 points for this, but you know, we'll take it. It's also really not that big, so I will be fine. This is going to be my breakfast in between when I don't want to read the very hardcore fiction books that I chose, basically. Also, let me fix this real quick. Alright, we're back. Okay, the next one I've also chosen because of the cover color. I don't need to say anything about that, do I? Right, so it's red, obviously. This is The House of Mirth by Edith Wharton. It's one of my classic books that I still have at home that I haven't read yet. It's also part of my classics challenge that I'm doing, where I want to read 12 classics this year, technically one each month, but I don't really care when I read them. And I'm gonna take this again as a published in the past because, well, it came out in 1905. It don't get much more past than that. So, yeah. I was briefly thinking if it counts as historical, but I don't think it does because I'm pretty sure it talks about like contemporary life during 1905, like the early 20th century. I don't think that counts as historical, so we're gonna leave it at red. I love how my post-it just sticks out there. Okay. Alright, next one. Okay. This one I'm very excited for actually, and it is Gut Symmetries by Jeanette Winterson. I have read something by Jeanette Winterson before. It was Frankenstein, and I have thoughts on that book. Not all of them are positive, but the writing is delicious, and I really like how Jeanette Winterson fucks around with perspective and everything, so I'm really excited for Gut Symmetries. This one is a very blue, in case you didn't notice, and it's also literary fiction, or that's at least what it's classified as, so that is 2 points. And I'm gonna put this as a backlog book as well, because I have been meaning to read this for over a year, I think 2 at this point. We're not gonna talk about that. My backlog list is very long, okay? So anyway, that's 3 points for another book. Hooray! By the way, I completely forgot what exactly we're collecting these points for. I will just be collecting points. Thank you very much. Right, next one. Okay. This one is a different prompt, actually. Look at that. We have Dorohedoro Volume 1. This is, like, I think this is 3 of the normal volumes collected in one edition. So first of all, this is fantasy. Second of all, it is action, so that's another point. Third of all, there's a lot of red on the cover. Hooray! So that is 3 points just for that, and I will be taking it as a prompt that encapsulates short stories, mangas, and so on and so forth, because obviously this is a manga, which is also why I'm holding it differently. Anyway, I'm really excited for this. I've watched the anime and I really, really love it. Noi is the love of my life. That's all you need to know. It's very bloody. So that's fun. Oh god, stop sliding, Jesus. Right, okay, next one is actually the same prompt, just for a different genre, and that is Key League by various authors and artists, actually. So I'm using this as a romance, because it is all about, like, small short stories about romance, and I'm obviously using it for the prompt short story collection slash comic, because it's all drawn. This is actually a collection of short stories from the Philippines, and my girlfriend actually wrote one of the stories in there and had it illustrated by someone else. This is theirs, by the way. I've read it 3 times already, but I haven't read the other stories in this yet, and I thought, what better time to pick it up than for this challenge. Sadly, I did not get the blue cover edition, but instead the pink cover edition, so now I cannot count it really as blue, because I mean the skirt and the trousers, I guess, but it feels like cheating if I do that. But anyway, 2 points is good enough, and also it's very, very short, and I mean, I usually read comic style stuff a lot faster than I read novels, so I think we'll be good. For 2 points, this is perfectly fine. Also, I'm really excited for these stories. I want to know what they're about. I wanna see everything. Right, we're almost done. This is already getting a lot longer than I thought it would. Anyway, so the next one is also on, I think it's the last book I need on my yearly Storygraph TBR challenge that I do, and that is The Revenant by Michael Punk. I put this on my TBR for a book with an adaptation, so I might be watching the movie after I read this, if I can find it anywhere. That's the question. The Revenant, I don't really know what it's about, except I know that there's a man and he's attacked by a bear, and then he almost dies, but he comes back, and people think he died. That's all I got. Anyway. So this is historical fiction, that's great, and it has a lot of red on the cover with like all the writing and the weird non-sticker sticker that says the book that inspired the movie. Yeah, I thought so. Anyway, and I'm going to choose this for the prompt nature or animal elements, because I mean, if someone's getting mauled by a bear, I really don't know how much more animal component you can get, really. I do believe it's also about the man taking like vengeance on the bear or something. I don't know. I only saw the trailer once. I know that Leonardo DiCaprio was in there, and that is all the knowledge that I have. I'm excited. I don't know what to expect. It's gonna be great. Probably, maybe. Hopefully. Right, I think I have 2 more physical here left that I chose myself, and then we're gonna get into something else. Anyway, so the next one is, as I promised, Mito Sanyal making a reappearance with Identity. this is, like, I really love my edition, by the way. It looks so funky. I love it so much. It also means that I get 3 points just for the colors, because we have red, we have blue, and we have green. Isn't that fantastic? So I get 3 for that. And I also get to count this as litfic, because that's what it is. And I'm gonna choose this for my prompt published in the past. I don't really know a lot about this. I know that Sarah from Voyage Through Words really likes it, which was the reason why I wanted to pick it up in the first place. And I know that it talks a lot about identity and constructed identity, because it's essentially talking about this professor, what's her name again? Sarasvati. And she is like a professor for like identity struggles and everything in Düsseldorf, which is a city in Germany. But at some point, a student who really, really liked her finds out that Professor Sarasvati is actually white and not another ethnicity, which I do believe is Indian, or supposedly was supposed to be Indian. And like, we follow this main character who really struggles with that concept. And apparently there's a lot of like really hard questions the book also doesn't really answer, because there's not really an answer to what you do when someone like fakes their identity, or like in general that identity struggles are a bit more complicated than just, well, don't do that, but do this, or something like that. I'm really looking forward to this. I will be asking Sarah a lot of questions because she knows a lot more about that than I do. I'm the literary student, okay? She is the anthropology student. I will be referring back to her, thank you very much. But yeah, I'm really excited for this, and I'm honestly really happy that I get like 5 points for this, so that's gonna be great. Again, do I know what I collect the points for? No, I just do. Right. Right, and this is the last physical one that I have here right now, and it is the continuation of a book I'm still currently reading, but I'm almost halfway done, so I will be done by the end of August, I'm very sure of that. And that is Empire of Grass by Tad Williams. This is the second book in the Last King of Austin art series. It is a fantasy book. There's a lot of green on the cover. No one is surprised because it's called Empire of Grass. Really. And I'm gonna count this as another book in a series because, again, it is the second book in the Last King of Austin art series. I haven't read this one, actually, because, like, my The Witchwood Crown, which is the first book, is a reread for me, though I have noticed that I remember nothing, so it's technically a new book for me as well. I haven't read Empire of Grass yet. I'm really excited to see where this is gonna go. And it's just stunning. Look at that Michael Whelan cover. I just love it. Anyway. So yeah, that's the physical books I have here right now. Now, I have 2 more that I don't have yet because I've pre-ordered them, and I'm actually filming this in like the middle of August. They will be arriving. I will stare at my... I will be very angry if they don't. But I have 2 potential ones for the prompt buddy read. One is Labyrinth's Heart by M.A. Carrick, which is the last book in the Rook and Rose trilogy. This one will just be counting as a fantasy book because it has purple on the cover, and like I don't think I can mix red and blue to make purple for this game specifically. Sad, but anyway. And the second one is He Who Drowned the World by Shelley Parker Chan, which is obviously the continuation to She Who Became the Sun. Really excited for it. It has blue on the cover. It is fantasy. I do think it also counts as historical, so like at least, like, I know that these 2 are together, but I still get at least 1 point for them. And I know that we're definitely going to be buddy reading Labyrinth's Heart in Sarah's book club, but we might also be buddy reading He Who Drowned the World, and if not, I'm pretty sure I can rope Sarah into buddy reading it with me. Love you, Sarah. Anyway, so these are the 2 that I will probably also be adding to the list, or at least one of them. But now we actually get to do something that I haven't done on camera yet, which is we get to pick another book. Well, 2, actually. I want to pick 2. This is the jar of books where I think I talked about this in my August TBR very briefly. I have German books that I have had for ages and I haven't touched them. I got most of them for cheap or as a present, and they need to go because there's a lot of them on my shelf. I do not have that space. So I put all of them in this little nice doggy box. I even have a small list. Like, we have fantasy, we have like mystery, and we have miscellaneous, which is just everything that does not fit these 2 categories. And I will be drawing 2 books from them. And what I usually try to do with these books is I give them a chance, and if they don't pique my interest whatsoever, I will just kick them out. immediately. So they might not count towards my challenge because I might DNF them, but I want to pick them up nonetheless. So here we go. Alright, give me something, give me fantasy. Fantasy would be nice. Can you see that? Alright, okay. Well, I jinxed it. Okay. I don't know if you saw this, but it's mystery. It's purple. Well, let's have a look anyway. Let's see what this is. Ooh, no, I think that's good, actually. Hang on, I'll get it in a second. But I think I'm actually safe. Wait here. Okay, I was right. So the book that I drew is the German translation of a Polish thriller. Is it a thriller? I believe it's a thriller. And in German it's called Die kalten Sekunden by Remigiusz Mróz. If you translate that directly into English, it would be The Cold Seconds. But the reason I'm excited is because it is very, very red, so I can count it towards my challenge if I manage to get there. Probably just gonna count this as like a backlist book or something. I might also be able to count this. Yeah, I could also count this for published in the past because this was published in 2019. But yeah, I can keep this for my challenge. That's great. That's actually really good. I was hoping for this because there's like 3 or 4 really, really bright red ones and the rest are just like black, like from the mystery thriller department. So this is actually exciting. Okay. Second pick. Come on, give me something good. Come on. Be nice to me, please. Can you guys see that? Oh, miscellaneous. Okay. Well, this could be romance if I'm lucky. Now, hang on. I don't think that is romance. I drew Tiger Man by Nick Harkaway. I'm gonna have to take a look. Hang on. Okay, I found it and I checked something. We are in luck, actually. So this is Tiger Man by Nick Harkaway, which apparently they just did not even choose to translate it, because this is the German version, but like the English title is exactly the same. But I looked it up, and according to the internet, this is sci-fi. So we're good. We're good. We're fantastic. We can use this. I mean, I guess you could also say there's red on the cover. I'm gonna have to double check with people to see if that counts as red on the cover, if it's literally just the title. But we're good. Okay. This is also very big. How? Well, not very. It's like 450 pages. It just looks big because German books always look massive. But okay. Okay, if it's sci-fi, I can use it. Alright, so that means that the challenge picked a thriller with red on the cover and a sci-fi book with also maybe possibly red on the cover. So that's 1 point for this one and potentially 2 points for this one. And I'm probably just gonna use both as backlog books and or published in the past. I don't really know what... I don't know if there's animal elements in this. Maybe there are. If there are animal... Well, I mean... Actually, maybe I could use this as nature elements because it says something along the lines of that there's poison rain and it's stealing children's voices. Don't ask me questions. I don't know anything about these books, okay? And it says something about the ecosystem on the island Mancro being completely devastated. So... maybe I could count that as, like, nature. So that's a possibility. This one is definitely just backlog because I don't know what else to do with it. So there we go. But that's all the books. It's a lot. I don't want to pick them all up. I don't think I can do that without breaking something. So we're not going to do that. But that's my ambitious TBR for September. Listen, okay, so I don't know if I'm gonna read these two to completion, so it's fine. I'll also be spending some time with friends at the beginning of September, and I know that she's gonna leave me in the house for a while because she has uni, so I'm just gonna read books then. So really, I will probably be fine. But this is actually a surprisingly nice mixture of things. I didn't expect that. I first thought I was just gonna do fantasy sci-fi as per usual, and then suddenly everything else tumbled in. So, you know, that's great. But yeah, that's all the books for September. Again, if you want explanations to how the readathon is supposed to work, please check out anyone else's video but mine. I will, however, be leaving the Discord in the description down below, so you can join us on there if you'd like. I will be linking anyone and everyone I mentioned in this video. That should be 4 people, and then I should be good. If anyone feels like I forgot them, please tell me in the comments down below, or just, you know, if I talked about you and forgot you, you probably have my DM open anyway, so, you know. But I'm excited for some of these because I have been putting them off, particularly these 2. Let's not talk about it. I've been putting them off for years sometimes at this point. I just... it's embarrassing. Let's not get into that. I'm excited to pick them up. I'm excited to see which ones of the month are going to be my favorites or which ones I don't care about. And I will see you guys soon-ish. I will probably check in every once in a while during the readathon to see what is happening and how my points are doing. As always, I hope that you have a nice reading experience as well. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of these books and if you've liked them, or if you're now also interested in picking some of them up as well. And I will see you soon.